Good morning. My name is Bill Miller, and welcome to our Mother's Day tea. I apologize for not being there in person, but my family duties caused me to think I would miss our annual Mother's Day tea, and I've been honored to speak to you and relate stories to you in the past. I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to, but through modern day magic, I will share with you now by video. Happy Mother's Day. My mother is my greatest teacher. She was a teacher of love, compassion, and fearlessness. I believe the old proverb that says God couldn't be everywhere, so He created mothers. I related a story to you last year at the tea that I would like to repeat because I think it's a good story. A young man named Lionel was checking on his mother. He called to ask how she was doing. And she told him, Lionel said, I'm very weak. He said, well, Mom, what's wrong? Why are you weak? He said, well, I haven't eaten in 23 days. And he said, Mom, why haven't you eaten? She said, well, I didn't want my mouth to be full of food in case you called. We should stay in touch with our mothers. They will find a way to let us know when we haven't done that. There are many things that we learn from our mothers. And like I say, my mother was my greatest teacher. But she taught me not only with words, but by example. She taught me that for me, going to church was a necessity if I wanted to do anything else that day. Because she would tell me, if you don't feel well enough to go to church, you don't have to. But then you will not feel well enough for anything else that comes up that day that you think you want to do. So I almost always went to church. Some other things that I learned from my mother is I learned the power of prayer. She would look at me and say, young man, you better pray that comes out of the carpet. She taught me foresight and planning. She said, be sure you have on clean underwear in case you're in an accident. She taught me anticipation when she would say, you just wait until your father gets home. I learned that wisdom comes with age because she would tell me, you will understand when you get to be my age. And I learned her version of justice in that she would tell me, she said, when you have kids, I hope they're just like you. Mother was not only a teacher, she was an influence on all of my life and all phases of my life. And she was a big part of who I am today. And I'm very thankful that she was there to guide me and love me. And one of the things she taught me was a love of poetry. So I would like to read you a poem. He could not send us here alone and leave us to a fate unknown without providing for his own. So he sent us Mother. God could not watch us night and day, or kneel beside our crib to pray, or kiss our little aches away. So he sent us Mother. When childhood days began, he simply could not take command. That's why he placed our tiny hand securely in our mothers. The days of youth slipped quickly by. Life's sun rose higher in the sky. Full grown were we, yet ever nigh was to love us still was Mother. And when life's span of years shall end, I know that God will gladly send to welcome home her child again, the ever-faithful Mother. Another story I have is about a mother who was assembling some furniture that she had purchased. And she asked her 6-year-old to get her a screwdriver. And the 6-year-old asked her, said, "Do you want a mommy screwdriver or a daddy screwdriver?" She assumed it was probably a size thing, and she said, "A mommy screwdriver will be fine." And shortly the child returned with a butter knife. A couple of observations I've made recently are that parents talk about the younger generation as if they themselves had nothing to do with it. And the most interesting observation I've made is the advice that I gave to my children when they were younger, that they so soundly rejected, is now being passed on to my grandchildren. And I'm going to read you another poem. How did you find the energy, Mom, to do all the things you did? To be a teacher, nurse, and counselor to me when I was a kid? To be a chauffeur, cook, and friend, yet find time to be a playmate, I just couldn't comprehend. I see now it was love, Mom, and I thank you for it all. There's no explanation for the depth of a mother's love. Her love is an endless abyss, but if you reach the bottom of it, you will find love and forgiveness and understanding. No matter what you do, a mother will always forgive and understand. And I'm saying that from experience. My mother would rejoice in all my successes and console me in my failures and forgive me for all the times that I was stupid in a no stupid zone. That's how I know only God can love you more than your mother. Cherish her and love her, because as you age, she will get wiser and wiser. When I went away to college, I was pretty sure I knew about everything there was to know. And I wondered how my parents had survived so long, seemingly knowing so little. When I came home after 4 years of college, I was amazed at how much they had learned while I was gone. My mother had become especially smart, and I leaned on her wisdom and her advice for many years. I still miss that wisdom and advice. I wish I had written it down, all those things that she gladly imparted to me, because I could still use them today. And I'm going to close with a poem called Mother's Love. There are times when only a mother's love can understand our tears, can soothe our disappointments, and calm all our fears. There are times when only a mother's love can share the joy we feel, when something we dreamed of suddenly becomes real. There are times when only a mother's faith can help us on life's way and inspire us with confidence that we need from day to day. For a mother's heart and a mother's faith and a mother's steadfast love were fashioned by the angels and sent from God above. Thank you, God bless you, and happy Mother's Day to you.